Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to EVO Japan 2020. We're almost about to wrap up day 2 here as we bring you guys some of the most exciting sets that we have seen all weekend so far. Viram, how are you enjoying yourself?
I could not be happier. I am elated to be here commentating this top-level gameplay here at EVO Japan 2020. It actually just fills me with nothing but excitement, and we are in to yet another exciting set between Etsu G, aka Edge, and Gackt, both from R2G.
Of course, we were talking about these players earlier on, right before we went to break. Etsu G being sent to losers by Pesirman. I know we just saw him on stream. Fox absolutely moving, and then Gackt, of course, being sent by Jogaymo. So
yes.
Both the players that we had just recently seen already. Starting off, Etsu G just trying to figure out his way back, while Gackt right here not even taking a single % yet.
Yeah, almost 100, over 100 tacked on to Etsu G so far. Meanwhile, Gackt still sitting at that clean 0%. He's looking for this grab just to start something of an opening, but...
Oh, let go shield right before the yo-yo ended up hitting.
That was genius. No, even that might have even been a shield poke.
It honestly looked like he was holding shield a little too long too, but honestly, that was absolutely insane. Great on Gackt for holding it all the way through.
But now this is Etsu G's answer in response. He himself has tacked on this 68% and all this stage control without taking a hit himself so far. 86 on to Gackt right now. First stop, but finally gets that first hit into 3 up airs. And of course,
down into the grab right there.
It's worth noting that these players, kind of interestingly, Etsu G is higher on the Japan rankings, but Gackt is higher on the PGR. So very, very kind of similarly placed players. Similar caliber. It will be really interesting to see who is able to prevail here in this matchup.
Yeah, not really being able to see Etsu G perform as much as Gackt. As Gackt is able to travel a lot more, but the down smash coming through, able to take that first stock at least.
Excellent stuff to Etsu G right there. 87%, not insurmountable, but tricky to work around, particularly when you're off stage like this versus Ness.
Definitely tricky. It seems like he's definitely having a hard time just trying to recover against all of Gackt's options, and Gackt having no problem taking out that second stock already with using that edge guard to his advantage. Yeah,
really, really smart from Gackt right there. He tried to read the jump with the up air, and then even right after Etsu G had reacted to that, he still had the neutral air to deal with, and Gackt was able to get the KO right there.
The rising PK fire, like the drift back to get that grab, keeping him above him. Having to find his way to rack up this percent, and he's having no problem with the double up air in the back air.
Yeah, this is where Etsu G is at his strongest, when he's able to isolate Gackt onto those platforms. Back throw off stage, and the PK Thunder hacking on that damage.
Oh, the wing! That was beautiful! The patience to follow him up on that platform with the up smash.
That was so superb. That was the only option in that scenario that would have KO'd as well, and Etsu G had that scouted out immaculately.
Unable to try to recover safely. This PK Thunder really providing to be a demon in this matchup. Bouncing off the stage. Not going to really be taking too much % for it, though.
Oh, and he calls the drop-down ledge jump right there from Etsu G with that up smash. Gackt taking the first game. But, oh my goodness, there were shades of incredible gameplay from both players throughout that game 1.
Yeah, Etsu G knowing exactly what he had to do to at least try to even out the game, so that way he at least had a chance before that lead became too high for him to follow up. But Gackt at the very end there calling out the potential drop down from the ledge into rising fair that we've been seeing from Etsu G earlier. That was absolutely phenomenal, but Etsu G still in the game here. What is Gackt going to do?
Of course, game 1 going to Gackt. Etsu G is going to need to make some magic happen in this game 2 if he wants to keep his EVO Japan 2020 run alive. Of course, this is the loser's side of bracket. Whoever goes out here will be out of the tournament. At, I believe, 13th place.
Narrowly avoiding that backer right there. The rising fair. I like the use of the up B right there. Seeing it a lot more, but wow, the drag down. Not going to be able to get much off of that PK Thunder, although still providing to be a threat nonetheless, especially off stage that we've been seeing.
Yeah, incredible pressure so far from Gackt, just preventing Etsu G from really landing, getting his foot properly planted on the floor. Good parry on the PK fire, no punish though, and a great dolphin slash out of shield. Now is the time for Etsu G to capitalize. Is he going to go down for the counter? No, not that time.
No, you saw he tried to go for that down air instead and try to clip him, but unfortunate misspacing on it. Ooh, getting called out for that jump right there, using the fair.
Good counter right there, but that's going to leave him vulnerable. No jump off stage as well, and unable to make it back with just the dolphin slash. Gackt again taking the first stock of the game.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. Not even the air dodge was able to save him right there. The dash to get that grab, following him right off stage.
I love the positioning that Gackt is using those PK Thunders. He's kind of intimidating Etsu G away with the PK Thunder relatively high up and allowing himself to just recover low a lot more safely.
With the air dodge into spot dodge, Etsu G playing extremely safe, more defensive on the side here, knowing that he's being extremely pressured.
Yeah, that corner pressure from Gackt, so good, so oppressive. Etsu G has not found his way to center stage in quite some time. Gackt again with all the stage control.
And the double spot dodge too, and actually avoiding the grab attempt. He's still not really able to fight his way back, and as I just said, that manages to do that rising fair by the ledge.
Finally finding his footing. Etsu G needs to take this stock as soon as possible. And Gackt unable to hit the ledge right there. Lilac kind of messing him up right there.
Slapping away that PK Thunder away. There's a PK Thunder once again, having to find his way to try to recover. Oh no, but falling short. At the same time, still trying to avoid the PK Thunder. Not really working out for him off stage.
Really difficult. Gackt is kind of positioning these PK Thunders so efficiently, but there comes the pressure from Etsu G using those platforms. As we saw in game one, this is where he maximized his damage. When he had Gackt isolated on the platform, he was able to harass him with those up airs.
Well, I like the weight right there, going low to get back onto the ledge. Not gonna get hit by that PK fire. It's that rising fair, not gonna be able to get that dolphin slash and putting himself above Gackt. Oh, the fair rising once again from the ledge.
Excellent dolphin slash out of shield. He knew that Gackt had that tendency to go for the immediate grab after the down tilt, so he wanted to stuff that out. And now Etsu G back in the game with that dolphin slash.
Yes, and being able to go all the way down to get that fair to make sure that Gackt can't come back. Definitely needed that to try to even up this game.
Again, the platform extension so good for Etsu G right here, tacking on a load of damage. Now closing this gap bit by bit. But again, Gackt is still in the lead, and Etsu G has to be very careful.
And these falling down airs too, allowing him to try to get back safely. The PK Thunder not going to land its mark.
No punish.
And you see him trying to go for that back air, falling right out of the dancing blade.
It all comes down to who's willing to commit to that approach and go for the essential killing blow. Good forward tilts coming out from Etsu G, and an excellent back to get the edge guard, catching that air dodge and evening up the game 1-1.
Fantastic fair too. You saw him go for it with the rising fair to prevent him from being able to grab onto that ledge safely. Amazing comeback too, because he absolutely was down.
Yeah, superb stuff to Etsu G in that game too. Once again, evening it up. Again, this final game between these two will decide who progresses into the progresses through the losers bracket and who will bow out at 13th.
Ooh, Gackt starting off already with down smash. Trying to make a statement here. Crosses him up with the fair, but the dolphin slash, the utilization out of the dolphin slash from Etsu G has been a lot more consistent now, starting from that last game.
Yeah,
ooh, the
great
weight! That was fantastic. Following up after that down air.
And now, Etsu G is the one in the driver's seat. Goes off stage, maybe probably trying to get a trump right there, but just a little bit off on the execution. And now it's Gackt's turn to get the juggles. PK Thunder.
This constant back and forth between these two players. No one's ever having the lead here. Etsu G giving that space back to Gackt. See that roll back. Avoiding these double fair attempts from Gackt too.
Just constant poking back and forth, safe pokes between these two. Lovely spacing, but unfortunately misplaced that back air, and that'll be a back throw for the KO.
Air dodging right into Gackt, so that way he does not find himself by the ledge. Of course, we've been seeing all the damage output that Gackt has been putting through with all the edge guards. Tries to go for the ledge trap, but wow, the empty hop into the dancing blade.
Superb stuff. Gackt most likely anticipating a falling back air right there, and instead Etsu G opening up superbly with that dancing blade.
Yeah, catching him off guard. Tries to go for that rising up air.
Again, relieving the pressure. There's just so much back and forth between these two. The distance that they're trying to maintain, the pokes that they're gradually going for just to create these openings. But Etsu G with the slight advantage. Oh, that time Gackt spaced that back air really, really well to keep outside of that Dolphin Slash range. Again, it's all about these careful interactions. Who's able to come out on top, because it creates big openings like this. Another PK fire.
Oh, landing right in front of him, but not going to get punished. You see him try to go for that rising down air. Already racking up so much percent. Gackt showing that he's in control, and even after the parry, the yo-yo is still going to come out. Quite unfortunate for Etsu G. You saw him try to go for the punish right after he had parried.
Yeah, he thought he was out of range or something out of that that yo-yo, and he wasn't able to actually get around that.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. You saw him try to go for the punish, and he kind of looked like he extended his hurt box in the process of that. Wow, this amount of pressure coming from Gackt. Etsu G just breaking out of it, does get caught by the PK fire, and his jump also caught by the fair.
Yeah, now, of course, Gackt is the one in control. A full stock lead on his half. Great forward tilt to force Lucina off stage. Is that going to be it? Yes, that is the edge guard. Gackt will be moving on, and Etsu G bowing out at 13th place. What a set between those two. My goodness. Game 3 nail bites back and forth.
Constantly. I don't know. This is the third set that we've been seeing something so common. Absolutely insane here. I know, aside from the Shuton versus Raito set where it was a clean 2-0 between Jogaymo and Pasirman, and now Etsu G and Gackt, this has been a nail-biting Game 3. You never know. It's always a toss-up. Whether you're down, they always come back from it.
Yep. And even in that 2-0 set between Shuton and Raito, that second game was so close between those two. It really could have gone either way. Whew. But no rest for the wicked, it seems. I'd love to be able to catch my breath after that. But, of course, next up we have ProtoBanham versus Kirihara. Kirihara been making quite the loser's run. He was able to take out Mr. E, as we mentioned before. Meanwhile, ProtoBanham losing a little bit earlier to, I believe we saw that set on stream.
Raito.
Yes, yeah. Raito, of course.
Yeah, of course. You know, it's funny. You had Etsu G, I believe, one of the best Lucina players here in Japan. Probably the second best Lucina player right next to Proto.
Yep.
And now we have Proto coming through, repping Lucina again. Of course, Kirihara, not an unfamiliar face. I do believe he got sent to losers by F-San. Kirihara, you were talking about, you still representing Rosalina?
Yeah, of course, ProtoBanham ranked 10th on the Japanese power rankings and 19th on the PGR as well. Kirihara also placing both on the PGR and the Japan power rankings, top 50 and top 30 for both of those. But we know Kirihara very well from Smash 4. He was, many would say, the second best Rosa after the Buzz. An absolute force in Japan in Smash 4. Sticking with the solo Rosa in this game. Been a little bit more troublesome, of course, the character not quite as an oppressive force as she was back in Smash 4, but still very capable. We've been seeing both Kirihara and Dabuz put in a ton of work with her.
Absolutely. And then Proto, of course, starting to travel a little bit more. I believe his debut tournament was CEO. A lot of players had their eyes on Proto for the players that had been keeping track of the Japanese results from the tournaments. Definitely a player that I had my eye on too. Very solid Lucina player.
Yeah, I think this set will really come down to how effectively is Kirihara going to be able to keep ProtoBanham away from him, because once ProtoBanham gets into Kirihara's zone of control, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe Proto also ranked number 10 on the Japanese power rankings.
All right, game 1 underway. ProtoBanham versus Kirihara here on Town and City. Already starting off with that up tilt.
Wow, the up tilt sending right from behind him, utilizing Luma's hitbox right there.
That Luma up tilt having such absurd base knockback. And when it comes to this character, Rosalina, it all depends on how effectively you're able to position and control the Luma and how you're able to maximize those punishes off of the nairs.
Oh, the dash attack right away. Of course, Luma not on board here. Proto knowing they could come in, and immediately, as I said, that the parry and Luma spawn right away.
Yeah, you see that tech using the Luma dash attack to push forward while Rosa kind of stays in place with Nair, creating that distance. But now ProtoBanham separating the two.
And calling out the jump too. Forcing Kirihara to try to recover down low, but that parry preventing ProtoBanham to really follow up with that fair.
Yeah, that was very, very important pressure relief coming out from Kirihara right now. It's very important as the solo Rosa to be able to have some kind of unoffensive presence just so that you don't allow your opponent to set the pace. And a great backhead taking that stock real early on the side of Kirihara.
Ooh, the air dodge into spot dodge. Once again, the rising up air. Narrowly avoiding Luma, hitting Luma away with the Nair. Not going to be able to do enough, though, to get rid of the Luma off stage.
Yeah, beautiful, evasive gameplay coming out from ProtoBanham, just trying to work his way around Kirihara's offense.
Oh, he tried to predict the up smash, honestly. That's why he tried to air dodge right behind him. But Kirihara tried to follow up, perhaps trying to see if he was going to go behind him instead.
And look at the positioning with Kirihara so far. He's making sure that ProtoBanham is sandwiched between him and the Luma at all times. Finally, he's able to open up ProtoBanham with a substantial punish with that up smash.
Yeah, you know, he really wants Proto to jump right there. And, you know, despite him not landing the up smash with the Luma, he's still managing to land the up smash without.
More than enough. Great pressure relief right there with the Dolphin Slash. ProtoBanham still the one in the lead, still the one in control overall, but he cannot afford to be overzealous versus a player of Kirihara's caliber.
Nair try to land on top of him. I like the patience right here, too. You see, not trying to overextend. Ooh, trying to call out the landing, though, with the forward smash. Narrowly missing.
Yeah, that forward smash might have done it. That Luma forward smash, destructively powerful. Beautiful catch on the landing right now. And Kirihara is the one who's taken the lead at this juncture, but a very fragile lead at that. And ProtoBanham committing all the way off stage.
Yeah, trying to see that window of opportunity. Not going to be able to land it, though. He has to go for the rising Nair. Just slapping Luma away.
Yep, just 3 F tilts, more than enough. I do wonder, though, staling that forward tilt, that could come as a key KO move in the corner, and it may not get the KO now because of how stale it's become. Up tilt, almost enough, but the up air chase, superb stuff from ProtoBanham right here.
With the shield pressure right there into the grab. Now trying to reset the situation for him. Slapping away that Luma from the ledge. And not even trying to get sandwiched in between the Rosalina and Luma.
It's so interesting to see Kirihara's Rosalina. Very, very jab heavy, unlike, say, the Buzzes. It's more reminiscent of a Smash 4 Rosa in that regard. That said, though, still working from behind, but not too big of a deficit. He's able to get this stock as soon as possible. Luma is back and ready to rumble.
Respect to juking it out, going right underneath the platform fast fall. As you mentioned, of course, very jab heavy. Not being able to find an opening, though. Proto still living to 180, basically.
It's fine. He's maintaining that crucial distance up until that point. Luma's still alive. Not going to die to that back air just yet.
Definitely will take care of Luma, at least right there. Now trying to find his way to jump around, falling in with the down air.
Recovers onto stage. ProtoBanham more than able to recover that, and an excellent back air. Max Rage. Able to take the stock at 88%.
Now, and utilizing the directional air dodge back onto the stage so that way he could proceed to follow Kirihara as he does go for that high recovery to try to mix up Proto. Unfortunately, Proto was way too fast and allowed him to follow up to get that game 1.
Yeah, it really did feel like Kirihara was in control in a lot of those situations, but when ProtoBanham was able to properly open him up, he really made the most of it. As I mentioned before, a bit of a bloodbath, but definitely something that feels doable for Kirihara here.
3, 2, 1, go!
Taking it to Pokemon Stadium. Very similar kind of stage, a lot of horizontal breathing room, but of course the platform arrangement very, very different. Now look at this back and forth, dealing with both Rosa and the Luma simultaneously, going for those pummels, knowing that the Luma was out of range. Finally, Kirihara relieves that pressure.
Fantastic awareness right there too, just opting to get that pummel damage instead. Tries to go for that rising nair. Managed to land the second time. See the aggression from Proto, trying to go down with the down air.
Yeah, that corner pressure, absolutely absurd from ProtoBanham, using this nair to cover ledge so expertly.
The empty hop too, trying to fall in. He had just spacing himself right outside of that down, that falling down fair.
Unfortunate for ProtoBanham right there, missing that second dash attack. That would have been able to dispose of the Luma right there, but now Luma is once again a factor. Great nair, but relieves the pressure with that Luma. And that, poor Luma.
Spiked him straight to the
goodness.
graveyard, man. Not even having to go for that backer, but instead just spiking him instead.
Almost getting the spike on Kirihara there as well. Kirihara making it back to the ledge, but still a scary position. 156 on this Rosalina.
Talk about this patience from Proto, not even being phased, but wow, the follow-up from Kirihara.
Oh, that was so good. Off of the jab 3 from the Luma, but ProtoBanham immediately answering back with that rising up air.
Ooh, air dodging right onto that platform. Force taking some percent here.
Oh, lovely stuff. Using the dash attack cancel grab right there. Kirihara having all the control at the moment, stacking on all the damage unanswered so far. Getting the nair into the up air. Not going to be the KO just yet. Again, all this sharking.
All this momentum all started from Proto getting pressured from being on top of that platform too.
And even when Proto gets these hits, at the moment Kirihara is just answering back and just resetting back to neutral.
Kirihara doing that a lot. Dash back into dash grab, and wow, actually scooping him right off the ledge.
Wow, you cannot hang on the ledge versus Rosalina and Luma. Even as a character with a pretty good ledge hang like Lucina, you have to be careful of those scooping Luma hitboxes. Even though Kirihara is without a Luma at the moment, well, until now, still in a good position. Basically a full stock lead, now lapping him in percent.
Ooh, the nair, not gonna be able to get a follow-up, but opting to go for the air dodge to get back onto the ledge. Not gonna be able to do much off of that rising up air.
Lovely placing on that Luma back air right there.
See the spacing right here coming from Proto, prioritizing the Luma right here.
Oh, Kirihara going in the wrong direction. That is so huge. He had a full stock lead otherwise, and now this is absolutely ProtoBanham's time to capitalize. But Kirihara not allowing that to deter him. Top player mentality, doesn't get the punish on that Dolphin Slash, but still, ledge trapping situation.
Ooh, the spot dodge, avoiding that grab right there, although the dash attack does send him up. Falling right out of the platform using the back air. This is the tricky situation. Luma hanging out by the ledge. Proto stuck in shield here.
Oh, and the pressure coming out from Kirihara, using those dash attacks back and forth. Great grab right now. Forward throw not going to be enough just yet. Committing off stage. Is he that bold?
That was definitely really scary right there, but you saw Proto opting to go down to get back onto the ledge, not even try to contest Kirihara with a fair.
Another grab, forward throw. Is this going to be enough? It is a bit stale, but it is enough. Kirihara getting another one, getting a game on the board. 1-1. We're going to yet another game 3, Vicky.
Not surprised. Again, all these matches have just been back and forth. Proto honestly just not really being able to land for his second stock whatsoever. I mean, it was basically even at the very beginning until that air dodge back onto that platform. Kirihara took full control.
Yeah, even after SDing that stock, Kirihara did not let that deter him at all. He kept pushing forward. He kept with that momentum that he had, and he was able to take that game in emphatic fashion. Proto sticking with that Lucina. He does, of course, have the secondary inkling. I don't think we've really seen that much at all today, but it is something that he has in the pocket. Game 3, running it back to Town and City.
Spacing right here from Proto is doing such a fantastic job at just not only prioritizing the Luma, but also keeping out of the range of just the star bits and dashing back rather than trying to jump in.
Yes, superb landing fair right there. Jabs a little bit too long and doesn't get the finisher.
Where he does get rid of that Luma, dealing enough damage here. Now keeping Kirihara by the ledge with that rising near too.
Exactly where he wants to keep him pinned. That rising near is such an effective option versus the tall frame of Rosa. Dispatching of yet another Luma. Feels like ProtoBanham's composure has been fully restored. He is in absolute control. The high recovery going to get stuffed by that powerful up smash.
Yeah, although avoiding that down air, that up smash, unavoidable as he does go for that high recovery to avoid ProtoBanham. Kind of unfortunate for there. Proto keeping Kirihara by the ledge. The Dancing Blade coming out, dealing enough damage. Pretty bad situation to be in.
Trying to shark the landings. Pretty much the opposite of the previous game now. ProtoBanham is the one with the full stock lead, but Kirihara will not go down without a fight. Oh, amazing pressure with the neutral air right there.
Of course, Luma dealing enough right there to push Proto right off stage, but not going to be able to do enough. Getting rid of the Luma right away.
Kirihara retreating to these platforms, but that Dancing Blade is going to take that stock, and now a 2-stock lead for ProtoBanham in this game 3. Right, finally finds that up smash out of shield, but throughout this game, it really feels like the differential factor has been ProtoBanham's ability to infiltrate into Kirihara's defense. You know, hit him with those aerials and swing in those blind spots. He's also been doing a superb job getting rid of that Luma as well.
Yeah, was spacing it out perfectly. He does land right on top of Kirihara as he does get that shield grab.
Love the use of the jab right there. That's going to be a good chunk of damage. Is he going to go for the edge guard? No, still maintains the ledge trapping situation.
Yeah, opting to stay on stage. You saw him try to go for the down air by the ledge, but unfortunately not going off the stage to try to contest him.
Seeing more of those jabs coming out from Kirihara.
With patience though. Kirihara now complete here with stage control, and just like that, that lead basically gone. Kirihara bringing it back from that 2-stock deficit.
Yeah, completely evaporating that lead, but ProtoBanham not deterred, swinging for the fences and getting all of these hits on both Rosa and the Luma. Bold forward smash, not going to find its mark just yet.
Ooh, calling it the jump, the nair to up air. Just fall right on top of him with his own nair.
A good recovery coming out from Kirihara, just mixing up that timing of the up B.
I like how I use that platform though to sneak through with the back air.
And that was so smart with the Luma right there. Kirihara inputted an up air so that the Luma would go up slightly to make that dash attack whiff, and then go for the down air to relieve that pressure in that instance.
Oh, again, he actually ends up landing it, and it is the game changer here, taking game 3 with that empty hop, possibly predicting the back air, and unfortunately facing his demise with the Dancing Blade.
Yeah, we saw that a couple of times before. ProtoBanham mixing up his offense superbly right there. And that's just the thing. You have to fear so many different options when you're in those kind of disadvantageous positions versus Lucina. You have to fear those falling aerials. You have to fear the grab as well as that Dancing Blade. And the Dancing Blade was the critical option right there to get that KO.
Especially by the ledge like that. Fantastic performance. Another game 3 of that between Proto and Kirihara.
Yeah, Kirihara bowing out at 13th place. A really very respectable run coming out from Japan's top Rosalina player. But next up, we will be having a TK-san versus Shiki. TK-san is another one of those kind of Japanese, very similar situation to Jogaymo, where he's a bit of a slightly lesser known players, but within that top 50 echelon of players, I believe he is indeed ranked 49th on the Japan Power Rankings, piloting both Crom and Roy.
Yeah, I did notice that actually when I was doing some notes before the bracket, and I honestly have not seen him. I don't think he's traveled that often, but I've been keeping my eyes on him and doing fantastic in bracket. Nonetheless, TK-san, of course, Shiki, not a player that we're unfamiliar with. A little bit more familiar for us.
Yeah, Shiki, one of the top Zero Suit Samuses in Japan. There's like that. There's that top 3 Zero Suit kind of echelon with Kuro, Choco, and of course Shiki all together. Shiki kind of being, I would guess, 3rd among that trio, but again, not a player to be underestimated by any means. He has made it this far. He has actually made it past Choco in the bracket. He did defeat Choco in the Ditto. Quite a crazy set between those two. 2-1, very, very close, but definitely going to have quite a fast, relentless set, I believe, between these two. Crom versus Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah, I believe people keeping their eyes on Shiki after his performance at the very first EVO Japan. Believe he got 7th place there, and he was even taking sets off of players like Aba and Anti when he came, and Sue. So definitely a player that we are very familiar with. Here we go. Starting off on Battlefield, quite of a different setting compared to the fact we've been seeing Pokemon Stadium as a starter very consistently, as well as Town.
The tri-plat layout, very, very crucial for those juggles. Just a lot of steady back and forth between these two at the moment. Neither player has found a particularly huge opening to get a ton of damage, but that might be TK-san's right there. Lovely down edge, just relieve that pressure.
Ooh, and the rising up air. Just getting out of the situation. You see him trying to go for that mix-up right there. We're trying to call out the jump with his own up air. Again, as you mentioned, just going back and forth here.
Lovely call on the neutral tech, covering beautifully with that up air. Now, TK-san with a very, very minor lead over Shiki right here.
There. Not going to be able to land right there, but the falling up air. Wow.
Just about able to scrape past that plasma whip from Shiki right there.
Yeah, just dancing on top of TK-san. I like how he's not trying to overextend at the same time. See him try to see where TK-san is going to be going with a high recovery.
Cross him up with a dash attack. And a great aggressive up smash coming out from Shiki after such a kind of methodical, slow-paced neutral right there between these two. Just running in with that up smash to try to catch the jump. As said, though, this isn't a particularly great position for Shiki nonetheless. 122%, a solid Crom F tilt of the ledge will be able to take the stock, but Shiki maintaining this momentum and not allowing TK-san to play the game, but finally a whiffed grab will lead to that punish into the back air.
Yeah, of course, you wanted to get that turnaround right there. We're trying to go through that platform, using that downer to try to get back onto the stage. Although at what cost? He's going to be taking 2 fares from that.
Lovely little combo right there from TK-san. Racking up that damage, keeping this relatively close. Beautiful parry into the boost kick. Not going to be enough just yet, only 73%. But the plasma whip again, and this is the offstage scenario that TK-san really does not want to be in versus the character like Zero Suit Samus, and the forward air. Clinical work by Shiki right there.
Yeah, I know you tried to see Shiki try to go for that a lot earlier, but unfortunately, he had to send his hurt box and he actually got hit by it, but successfully getting that edge guard this time around.
Lovely grab right there. Just opening him up right now. Shiki with a full stock lead.
Oh wow, trying to go for that tech read in. Shiki not giving it to him, knowing way better, actually tech rolling out instead.
I feel like that's the general dynamic. The mid and high level players tend to tech roll in. The top level players then tech roll out because they know the tech roll in is what you're going to typically read.
Of course, the patience too, now that he knows. So he's wary. He does get that forward tilt.
Oh, snipes that soaring slash cleanly with the flip jump kick. And a great two-stop finish coming out from Shiki right there.
Pretty good reaction too. Doesn't even need to go for that side B. No, he has a very powerful tool to edge guard Chrom.
Incredibly potent indeed. Shifting our attention towards Town and City. I wonder if we're going to see a slight character switch from TK-san, maybe to the Roy, or if he's going to stick it out with the Chrom versus Zero Suit. I feel like in this situation, especially because of those edge guards, I'm surprised we're not seeing the Roy actually, but sticking it out with the Chrom, seeing how far he can go.
Feeling confident. Again, keeping the Chrom now starting off on Town and City instead, possibly be because of the side blast zones. And there into dash attack right there. Unfortunately, no teching on the platform though. He's going to be taking a good amount of damage for that.
Yeah.
Having to burn his jump, and great way of trying to mix up his landing, but the air dodge back into the platform still didn't save him.
I'm wondering, Shiki did a full hop up air at one point. I'm wondering if he'd done a short hop up air, would he have been able to get the ladder at that point? Now TK-san is still alive, evening up this game. Shiki immediately answering back with the Rising Fair. Great parry, but no punish. He simply stands there and waits for an option.
Stares into the face of danger. Spot dodge into the down tilt.
Lovely jab into back air, jab into back air.
No dare here. I mean, what? That's the common thing that we've been saying. Tries to go for that rising upper to try to call out the jump. Look at the patience, holding shield from so far away just in case Shiki was trying to go in with the Zair.
Excellent boost kick. He was even ready for the cross up in particular, had that correct direction scouted. Only 21% on Shiki at the moment now. And I do like TK-san's general game plan to try to maintain that center stage because he knows that if he's stuck in that corner as Chrom, it could be potentially curtains. Jab into the nair, just a lot of back and forth between these two.
Yeah, the nair actually sitting right behind him. Goes to the tech roll out this time. This fall susceptible to getting hit by this. Ooh, but the reverse on the side B right there. And these aggressive down airs start to relieve the pressure.
Really, really working out very, very well for Shiki at the moment. And he gets the berry. He tries to call out the timing of the mash, but instead TK-san delays it a little bit and he's unable to get that down smash.
Good awareness on TK-san too to not match hard enough so that way he pops up perfectly into that paralyzer. Does not want to get paralyzer into the boost kick.
Yeah, he's been a good job. He's done a good job so far avoiding those down smashes in particular. Really, really crucial against Zero Suit Samus to almost never tech roll in versus that character because she's always expecting that easy down smash. She wants it. She's looking for it. Yeah, we're seeing Shiki just keep going for these down smashes. Almost gets the jab to back air, but not going to get the mark that time. Finally, there we go. But he pulls out the up smash.
Oh, I definitely know Shiki is a little upset about that. The parry, not going to be able to get the kill just yet.
Again, you see a lot of these space side Bs coming out from Shiki immediately into these rising forward airs to answer Chrom's jumps. Chrom not having the fastest set of aerials in the world. You know, that fair, a little bit slower than Zero Suit's, but strong enough to take that KO.
Yeah, having that knockback nonetheless to be able to take it. A little landing right on top of him. Yep, with the boost hit coming through, finding the perfect opportunity to even out this game.
Again, he's always so ready for those cross-ups. Great awareness by Shiki, and if he's able to take this stock, he will advance forward in the bracket, and TK-san will be eliminated at 13th place.
Rising up air, being able to catch that attempt on the flip kick with the back air.
We tried to go for the low edge guard right there, and that may have cost him, but good recovery to the platform.
Yeah, he had to do that. He did not want to go by the ledge, especially after what we saw last game with the way he was getting edge guarded.
71 to 61, so close between these two players. Oh, roll straight into the down smash, and that is going to be a big punish from Shiki.
We're having to air dodge. He's going to have to recover here, and just like that, the pop-off coming through, and that was a situation he was avoiding that entire game until the very end.
Yeah, that fair one. He didn't get both hits of the forward air, but it's still set up for a crucial situation in order to get that easy Plasma Whip edge guard. Great stuff to Shiki, progressing into the next round. TK-san bowing out once again at 13th.
That was really good set right there. I mean, we were just having such explosive games. Both these players going back and forth, and of course that situation that's set up to get side beat. Quite unfortunate. I mean, we saw that happening in that game one, and he was doing such a good job with the high recoveries between air dodging to the platform. But still, at the very end there, Shiki had his number with the Plasma Whip. And of course, after that, we do have an ad, you guys. Don't go anywhere. We have some more exciting matches coming up for you guys really soon.
Welcome back, and once again, we are nearing the end of day 2 here at EVO Japan 2020. Just a few more sets left, 5 to go. We have one more set to decide whether or not someone's going to go out at 13th, and then 4 more losers qualify sets for top 8.
Of course, we already have the top 8 qualifiers from the winner's side of bracket for those of you just tuning in right now. Of course, we have T, Kameme, Shuton, and Pasirman being the last one to qualify for that top 8 winner's side, as you guys see displayed right there. You already know tomorrow is going to be absolutely insane, especially seeing how the sets have been going down today. And it's just not even close to being over yet. Here you guys go. The Wario Ditto Kameme versus Abadango. Unless it's a button check.
No,
no,
this is
it's
not a
absolutely not.
That's just how
I
Wario is
cannot.
going to be looking for those long range, those kind of up air stuff approaches. He's going to be looking for those juggles, those neutral air approaches. And it's all just going to come down to who knows the matchup better and who is able to really outplay and understand the opponent better. Both these two top caliber players for a very long time, fighting it out in a Ditto with characters a lot of people would think to be their dual mains or their secondaries. You know, when you think Abadango, you don't automatically default to the Wario. You think maybe his other characters, he's got the Palutena as well. Kameme, obviously most known for that Rockman.
Yeah, absolutely. These are two characters that from these both players usually use it as a counter pick, but that doesn't seem to be the case this time around. Just kind of just dancing around each other, kind of going back and forth with the hits. See the mix-ups trying to get back on the stage using the bike, but Aba missing that up smash. I'm sorry, that up air. Trying to go for that rising fair, but the Nair slapping him away.
Yeah, just an incredibly even exchange so far between our two competitors. And as time progresses, of course, that waft will steadily build, and whoever is able to best exploit that move will be the one in charge. So far, Aba with a measly 10% lead, he does have the ledge trap situation. How is he going to capitalize? Kameme simply resets back to neutral, lands on the platform.
Oh, both Waft on deck from both these Warios at the same exact time. Again, both of these players going literally back and forth with these hits. The rising Nair to try to get that fair away from him.
Great whiff punish right there. Aba tries to go for the edge guard, but Kameme placing that up B very well. Overextended with that up smash, unfortunately.
Oh, but the slap, great timing from Kameme, hitting Abadango from the ledge.
Kameme
Just like that. Yep, you got the stock lead.
That crucial first stock in the Wario Ditto.
It's all a matter of who pulls the trigger first on this Waft. Definitely not going to see that for some time. We're trying to land on him with the down air. Aba saying a statement of his own with his own slap. Oh, and just like that, pulled the trigger on the wall first. Kameme using it. Fortunately, losing that stock first, too.
That's very crucial at that point because, of course, Aba still has his waft, and this is pretty much a dead even game. If he's able to get that one crucial opening, we may see a complete reversal right here. That said, though, this whole game has been a lot of kind of gradual back and forth between these two. Neither of them has opened the other up with a big explosive punch, but that could change right now.
Tiago trying to go for it, does the rising up air.
Good
Trying
damage.
to contest him, yep, with the up air too. And just going back and forth, and gets the waft out of the up air. That's exactly what he was trying to go for earlier, and actually utilizing the waft. Of course, Kameme, unfortunately, he did pull the trigger a little too early, and did not really capitalize off of having it. Now he's on his last stock because of that.
Incredibly crucial, as we mentioned before. That waft is the real game changer in any matchup, that even in the Ditto, when it's online for both players. Etsu just flying about, just trying to look for that opportunity to poke away at the other, try to get the big opening, but it's really tricky versus a character who has the same crazy air mobility that you have.
Exactly. Of course, the Ditto. I actually don't get to see the Wario Ditto very often, so it's absolutely insane how back and forth that both these players are.
Yeah, when I think of the last major Wario Ditto that we had, we did, of course, have that Tweak versus Gluttony Wario Ditto so far, which ended in a crazy kind of heartbreaking moment for Gluttony right there. But these two are not those two. They are Kameme and Abadango, and Abadango pretty much a full stock lead coming through for him. But the longer he waits, the more that waft will charge for Kameme, and the opportunity to get a reversal will present itself. There's the full waft for Kameme.
He definitely has to try to close out the stock before he tries to utilizes it, and there you go, the back air allowing him to try to take advantage.
Suddenly, this is not a game in Abadango's favor anymore. Takes a little bit more damage, and suddenly he will lose this game. He has to be so careful. Good get up attack to relieve that pressure. He goes for the half waft, expecting Kameme to overextend right there.
This is absolutely not the situation you want to be in. Despite having the lead, of course, it's never really a lead once Wario has that waft downloaded here. The down tilt attempt here. Just trying to space him out with his fairs, slapping him with the forward tilt.
Big forward tilt to catch the landing, up air attempt, and a great back air from Abadango. Slight pop-off from him, relieving a lot of key tension just to get that game one on the board.
Yeah, forward tilt pretty large too, completely resetting that situation and sending Kameme off stage. Exactly what he wanted, and try to catch him DIing into the stage with that back air. Definitely needed that. He could not afford to have Kameme get back with the waft fully ready.
Absolutely not. Once again, of course, running it back with the Wario Ditto here on Town and City. Oh no, not the Wario Ditto, sorry, my apologies. We have the Mega Man Rock coming out from Kameme, the tried and true.
And despite how even most of that game felt, Kameme switching to the Rockman.
Great 50% just tacked on already from Abadango.
Trying to fade away with these pellets right here, using the flame sword into the back air right here too. It's not gonna be able to do much. The rising nair though, Aba capitalizing off of this, following up with the up air. I like these empty hops. Ooh, tries to go for the B reverse on the chomp.
Look at how airborne Abadango is kind of playing the game. He's playing in such ways that it's really difficult for Kameme to use his go-to pellet pressure. It's not until Abadango finds his feet on the ground where Kameme is really able to fire those.
Yeah, as you said, Aba just doing a really good job of just dancing around Kameme's space. Not really trying to force him on the stage, but instead just jumping all around him. So he definitely needs to be careful with that back air and that fair.
Yes, suddenly this has become basically an even game. All the damage being tacked on by those rising aerials from Mega Man, and Kameme, the one to take the first stock over Abadango.
Patience by the ledge, Kameme being able to get back onto the stage, but Aba ready for him, clipping him from trying to jump from that platform.
Yeah, superb interception with that up air right there. Now the 2 minutes have passed. The waft is going to be fully charged and fully powerful.
Oh, the last hit of the nair. Not gonna really get much off of that. Oh, but the up tilt, the double up tilt.
Again, he gets another one into the up airs as well. Kameme trying desperately to escape with that rush. Almost gets that falling off of that. Would have been the stock had he landed that.
Oh, he is hungry right now. You see Kameme having to up B out of that situation.
Doesn't go for the waft right there. That gets the fair. Great dash attacks. I feel like Aba wants to maintain this waft now, knowing how much damage he's tacked on to Kameme.
From that footstool though, using that down air to try and push him away. With the turnaround grab coming through.
Yeah, lovely grab right there from Kameme.
Unfortunately, misspacing that back air. Back air also speaks so fast overall.
Going for the down tilt into the F tilt this time, not for the dash attack. Probably thought he was going to get the sour spot, and instead goes for something a little bit more deadly. That Metal Blade actually kind of messed up that combo right there. He would have been able to get the up air follow-up had it not been for that Metal Blade.
That back air negating that pellet right there too. Maybe stuck by the ledge. Finally finding his way, catching Aba, jumping in with the up air.
Yeah, how Kameme needs to play this. He needs to be so aware of when and how Abadango is jumping, and he needs to be able to effectively call those out. But Abadango making it so difficult for him. Good forward air once again, and that's where he's getting those hits. And fantastic back air to catch the retreat onto the platform.
And not only is it a fast back air, but it also could catch so much on the platform too. Aba kind of giving a shake of his head. He does have waft though, and
there it is. He lets it rip, but not enough to get the KO just yet. Still a very plentiful percentage lead for Abadango. Not too bad a position for him at the moment.
That was definitely the game changer right there, but at least taking 93% here. Still very doable for Kameme to come back. See him try to land on him with a fair. Like the way he's dancing around Aba, trying to figure out the spacing since he knows that Aba's trying to approach him with these nairs.
Kameme at the moment is trying to just funnel Abadango down certain routes so that he can apply his pressure, catch his movement with those aerials.
Yeah, the off-stage play too. You see Aba trying to cover Kameme's way of getting back onto the stage, even trying to pressure him and preventing him from getting onto that platform. Although he does try to get that cross-up, he does find himself getting grabbed after Kameme goes for that parry.
Kameme so far doing a superb job keeping Abadango pinned in the corner. Pretty much an even game, even after that big waft.
Metal Blade is out. Not really able to get much, but the back air at least coming through.
I'm wondering about these trades so back and forth between these two. How do these players create that opening? I feel like the more that these two trade, I almost want to say it becomes more in Kameme's favor, but great stuff to Abadango. Finally able to get the big opening he needed with that back air, and he will be advancing with Kameme bowing out at 13th place here at EVO Japan 2020.
And keeping up the pressure too. Kameme with that air dodge, he kind of shook his head right before the game was over, knowing already what was going to come afterwards. Great showing from Aba and Kameme. Unfortunately out of the tournament, but still performed exceptionally well.
Yes, so now we are down to our final 8 competitors that are waiting for their chance to go for that top 8 spot. These next 4 sets will be the top 8 qualifying sets. First up, we will be having Ken versus Etsu G Gackt.
Of course, we saw Gackt not too long ago, of course. Gackt getting sent to losers bracket from Jogaymo, and I've been keeping my eye. I mean, Jogaymo just doing fantastic in this tournament despite him being out already. He also was the one that took Kameme and put him into losers bracket versus Ken. Ken, also a name that we are not unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Being sent to losers by T. Gackt earlier on, we did see him on stream play against Etsu G, the Lucina player. So with a fantastic showing too, with adding in that extra pressure and just taking advantage of the PK Thunder off stage. Let's see how he does versus Ken.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that PK Thunder is going to come of use versus Sonic, who's a much faster character than Lucina. You know, definitely has the tools to move around that those PK Thunders a lot better. That said though, Ness does have quite strong, meaty hitboxes. He can kind of brute force his way through Sonic's movement techniques if he's able to place his hitboxes very well. I feel like it's going to be a lot of Gackt pressing these buttons to just kind of create this wall around him to prevent Ken from being able to properly capitalize on his own offensive attempts. Starting off in game 1 here on Town and City, our first loser's side top 8 qualifier between Ken and Etsu G Gackt.
Who will we see tomorrow? Let's see, already starting off with an explosive opening here. Gackt with the double fair, taking in 41% on Ken.
Great use of the PK Fire so far, and a PK Thunder for good measure as well.
I like the aggression right here from Gackt, but Ken playing extremely patient on that platform, at least trying to get in that percent. Ooh, rolling, but narrowly avoiding that down smash attempt. Try to call out that tech roll into the platform, throwing out that back air just in case, but Gackt knowing better. Having his back air out thrown out too, but Ken retaliating back, getting back onto the stage.
Yeah, I love that aggressive back air right there. Didn't want Gackt to have his way in that situation.
Air dodge back into the stage. Finding his way in now. Trying to have that spring, have the active hitbox, but he does get the grab into the back throw.
Very, very nice work from Ken, but he is at the percent when Ness's own back throw in the corner will get the KO. So he has to be careful playing in the corners right there. Great use of spin dash. Unfortunate trade for Ken. Being forced off stage, but still alive.
Oh, the shield pressure too, and the charge on the up smash.
Yeah, he underestimated the range of that up smash. He thought he was going to be safe in that position, but Ness's yo-yo deceptively big.
Back and forth right here from Ken. I'm trying to overextend at the same time. Trying to call him out on the platform again with another back air.
Yeah, just the way that he's mixing up both the side B and the down B. Ken just keeping his movement so wily, so difficult to pin down for Gackt. And what a big forward smash.
The timing absolutely phenomenal, angling it downwards to catch the 2-frame 2 from Gackt.
Yeah, he realized that Gackt wasn't really in the position to actually air dodge from there, so he decided, I'm just going to throw this out right here, right now, and take out your stock. Also
relatively large forward smash too, deceivingly large.
It is, it's criminal how much that move is capable of outranging. Again, we see the ability of Ken to just run away from those PK Thunder attempts. Gackt trying to stop these spin dashes, but to no avail. And look at how much damage Ken has been tacking on. Spin charge into homing attack once again.
Oh, the PK Thunder actually sending him off stage and setting up for that grab into back throw.
I'm wondering if that dash attack may have been a slight misinput from Ken right there. It feels like it wasn't quite intentional. Maybe he wanted a forward tilt instead. Losing that second stock, but still a pretty comfortable lead for Ken right at the moment. Into the forward air. Is that going to be enough? Yes, it is.
Yeah, close to the horizontal blast zones there on Town. Ken playing extremely patient, but not trying to overextend at the same time.
Those spin charge kill confirms so solid for Sonic. They have been for a very long time. As long as you're able to react to the position and the DI of your opponent, you can do a number. Gackt now counterpicking to Smashville, giving Ken less breathing room, less room to move around, to dance around with his various spin charge, spin dash shenanigans.
Of course, and using the spring too, so that way he could elevate himself and avoid Gackt from trying to proceed in with the PK Fire, as we saw him use so frequently in the very beginning of the game. With the empty hop, getting completely clipped out of it. Ooh, PK Thunder though, allowing him to get back safely.
It feels like Ken, with the way that he's placing these spin dashes and spin charges, the main thing that he's trying to do versus Gackt is use them to challenge his jumps. And so far, he's been doing a great job, but too scared of the yo-yo. He knew that that was going to hit him there and just simply didn't air dodge, and Ended up losing his stock for it.
Oh,
But Gackt missed inputting right there, getting the PK Fire instead of the PK Thunder for the recovery. Uncharacteristic. But now Ken more than happy to take that. Get an even game.
Basically at an even game, just giving up that lead right there. Definitely happens, but trying to air dodge through the platform.
Homing attack so deceptively difficult to punish. You don't know where Sonic is going to land. You don't know what your optimal shield option is in a lot of those instances. And look how much damage you got from those double back airs. A third one for good measure.
PK Fire trying to call it the side B right there too. Try to call it the jump with the up air. Manages to do that falling up air and the PK Thunder. Just the spring actually hitting him too in the process.
Lovely air dodge back onto the stage. Trying to close the gap real quick with that dash attack, but no punish from Gackt. And another great back air coming out from Ken.
Another forward smash. Nope, not spaced properly right there, or I guess timed properly instead. Of course, we've already seen how big that forward smash is in general.
We tried to go for the grab once again, run through him and get that grab, but a little bit off on the timing.
But falling through, yup, with the fair. Completely clipping him as he saw he was basically a sitting duck right there, having to recover from below the ledge.
Another great fair, tried to read the roll to the right. Yeah, just look at the way that Ken is kind of moving. He's moving back and forth to try to understand when and how Gackt is going to be jumping so we can intercept him with these aerials. Sonic up air, not connecting. Oh, the Sonic mains at home are reeling.
We'll try to go for the back air. And the get-up attack perfectly on par, as you did see Gackt try to spam that down tilt by the ledge. Ooh, instead of trying to contest that, actually rolling away.
Oh, that might be the... No, he kept his jump. Oh, wow, he still had enough time to air dodge back onto the stage. Great awareness, great knowledge of his character's kit from Ken.
A scary situation, too, to still be off stage right there. Still managing to come back. Ooh, that match, though, coming right out of that grab. Ooh, but clipping him right out of his recovery. Again, another one. How many times are we going to see this? He ups to air dodge back into the ledge, but still gets hit by the yo-yo.
Fourth or fifth time is the charm in that regard. Gackt taking Ken to his final stock, but if he's not able to make something happen here, that will be the 2-0 for Ken, and he will qualify into top 8 on loser's side. But Ken currently the one with all the momentum, hitting these back airs back and forth. Great chase down on that roll.
Oh, the patience right there on the forward smash, trying to call out the lack of ledge invincibility, but Gackt getting out of that situation.
Lovely back airs coming out from Ken. And a slight adjustment on that timing from Gackt. He made that PK Thunder a little bit more vertical to throw Ken off of his timing.
Yeah, delayed it so that way he could actually recover from down below and linger a little bit.
We'll try to go for the drop zone fair again. Ken being real aggressive now.
Ooh, PK Fire ricocheting right off the shield. Staring him right in the face as he does get dash attacked. Stuck by the ledge. The jump into a tomahawk grab.
This game really could actually go either way. The forward smash has been off on the timing once again, but the call out on the back air. Ken pops off, qualifying for top 8 here at EVO Japan 2020. #1 Sonic in the world in the eyes of many, keeping his tournament bracket life alive here at EVO Japan.
Yeah, sticking with Sonic, even from the last game too, despite some of the changes we've been seeing from Sonic into the new game, obviously showing the character still very solid, as now he is in the top 8 bracket on loser's side, playing tomorrow. Fantastic performance nonetheless. I mean, between the two forward smash attempts, he still was able to follow up with the back air against Gackt, keeping it cool.
That he was, but coming up next, we have two people that a lot of players probably would have suspected to still be on the winner's side of things. We have game with Zackray coming up against ProtoBanham here in the losers qualifier for top 8.
I was very shocked to hear Zackray being put into losers. Of course, watching Kameme play the way he did out of his mind. Of course, Kameme sitting in the winner's side of the top 8. Zackray now has to claw his way, no pun intended, claw his way out of this qualifiers to also qualify for himself within the top 8 loser side of brackets. Of course, Proto, we're seeing his display as well with Lucina, playing absolutely out of his mind. Believe he did get sent to losers by Raito as well. Proto taking it over Kirihara earlier on today. So not too long ago.
Now, these two actually very recently had an intense Game 5 set at, I believe, EGS Cup 3, like a few days ago, like a week or a half ago. Not that long ago, indeed. And it was the Rob versus Lucina matchup. Be interesting to see how these two play out this time. But again, really could go either way between these two competitors. The favorite is, of course, Zackray, but one cannot sleep on ProtoBanham.
Of course, with the most recent PGR ranking, Zackray as number 7 within that top 10. A player that was basically introduced to us almost a year ago, where we saw his display at Genesis.
Yes, yeah, he was that player that was making that come up towards the end of Smash 4, using, I believe it was like a combination of Corrin, Bayonetta, and Marth, I want to say, towards the end of Smash 4. He made a real meteoric rise into the upper echelon of the Japanese players, and now he cemented himself as a #1 player here in Japan with his ensemble of characters. Once again, we are seeing the Rob versus Lucina matchup here at EVO Japan 2020.
Yeah, as you called it, definitely within the matchup here too. Playing a lot of Rob recently, as people have been recognizing.
Character is very, very good in this game.
Absolutely. Of course, though, he does have a pretty large hurt box overall. He's a big boy. ProtoBanham is going to be able to take advantage of that.
Not if he's not able to get out of the corner. He's not. Excellent stuff so far from Zackray.
Ooh, the up tilt to grab, having to slap away that gyro.
Very important placement on those fares coming out from ProtoBanham. Down to just so much CQC pressure coming out from Zackray. Excellent Dolphin Slash.
Yeah, going all the way deep to try to go for that ledge guard.
Beautiful tech chase into the down smash. Still alive is ProtoBanham. Maintains his double jump as well.
And they're at least hitting him away. Try to go for that Dolphin Slash gimp right there, and he manages to do it for the second time attempt.
Yeah, we saw those gimps playing such a huge factor in the set at EGS Cup 3 as well. Excellent jab reset right there. Surprised he didn't follow up with a dancing blade. But Zackray finally taking the first stock as well.
Yeah, instead opting to go for the up smash to get in that percent. Does catch that gyro with the fair. Try to jump around Zackray, although going for a little greedy of a Dolphin Slash, trying to get out of that situation. Oh, the patience though with the falling up air. Oh, deep he's trying to go to try to contest him with the back air.
Super, super deep with Zackray. Having a real hard time coming down now versus the Falchion of Lucina. Excellent coverage once again. Covers the lag of the air dodge with that back air.
Wow, the stalling from Zackray though, allowing him to get back onto the stage safely. Proto not really able to get anything going on there, but he does get the down throw to the up tilt and the up air followed up. Despite him missing that first up tilt, he was still able to follow Proto and get the second up tilt into the confirmed.
Max rage on that as well. Almost gets the Dolphin Slash into the back air to quickly answer back. And he gets the nair off stage instead. Excellent stuff. Very, very competitive set so far between these two titans of Japan.
The pressure coming through. Proto stalling out with that side B to avoid that beam. Again, having to use that Dolphin Slash to get out of that situation. Does not want to get followed up by another up air.
Excellent air dodge on stage from Zackray. Oh, he gets the sour spot down there. That would have been the game otherwise.
Oh, missing the ledge right there. Keeping him by the ledge. He does tech in place, avoiding to get hit by that down tilt.
Up tilt into the up air. A little bit too high percent for that this time. Regrabs the gyro, tries to go deep off stage for the edge guard, but ProtoBanham now answering back. And a laser almost taking the stock. Tries to snipe him once again with the gyro.
And the immediately air dodge from the blast zone towards the stage 2 from Proto. Try to go for that shield breaker, rising from the ledge. still in the game here. I mean, this is Rage right here, but the back air!
Wow, what an aggressive back air coming out from Zackray, and the untechable situation so close to the stage as well. Game 1 going to Zackray, but my goodness, that really could have gone either way, particularly with how ProtoBanham was playing towards the end.
Yeah, especially around the end when Zackray had let loose with the back air. Definitely knew that Proto was going to come in with an aggressive fair to try to close out the game, especially with the percent that he was at. But with that red splash that you were mentioning, unable to tech that back air situation and losing that first game.
Again, with how close that Game 1 was, one can't help but wonder how Game 2 is going to play out. As I mentioned before, these two did very recently have a nail-biting Game 5 set at UGS Cup 3. Oh. Going into Game 2 here, Pokemon Stadium 2.
Oh, immediately starting off explosively with a falling up air. Trying to follow him off stage with the fair. Very similar to what we had in the last game, though. And I love the stalling once again from Zackray. Just trying to force Proto to try to contest him off stage. Do the parry and immediately fall down from platform into the up air.
Yeah, despite that strong start from Proto that we saw early on, Zackray has answered very, very strongly. He was expecting the gyro to knock him the other way, hence the B reverse shield breaker. Nice punish on that forward smash with his own. Now you have to deal with gyro at the ledge as well as a hungry Zackray looking for that KO.
Already trying to finish it off. So the gyro not going to snipe Proto right there. And the parry into up smash.
Superb catch on the rising neutral air. Very, very nice coming out from Zackray.
Yeah, but the neutral air, it's a forward smash from Proto himself. Because I was just talking about Zackray being able to parry that second hit of Nair. Very much utilizing it, but Proto answering right back in the Dolphin Slash from underneath the stage.
Here we go, that kind of situation where Proto does have Zackray pinned, but Zackray still able to make it back. We're seeing the combos. No side B just yet.
Wow, that damage output though, using the air dodge to try to catch the gyro. Proto now in a pretty bad situation, taking so much damage just from that.
Yeah, it's just a very explosive back and forth between these two players. Whenever one of them gets hit, they're really able to do a ton with it. Lovely evasion around the projectiles from ProtoBanham.
And the down tilt check from Zackray does get that down throw. Still manages to get that one up tilt to confirm into the up air.
I love that from Zackray. He's always so ready to chase ProtoBanham. Even after he whiffs that first up tilt, he's got the second one primed and ready.
Ooh, fairing that gyro out of the way. Opts to get that pummel damage in. Zackray, again, so good at just maneuvering around Proto, but does find himself susceptible to getting hit by that back air.
If I had one word to describe this set so far, it would be an absolute slobber knocker. Just these two just constantly back and forth with all this refined gameplay.
Down to the dash attack right here. Having to use that side B to try to stall himself out.
So despite all of this, Zackray is still the one in the lead, and if he is able to get this game, he will be moving on to top 8 tomorrow. ProtoBanham really needs to make some magic happen in this one final stock.
Throwing out that gyro, trying to call it the jump right afterwards, but not going to be able to do it. Proto finding himself back, although taking 136. He needs to find his way to get this, and wow, another back air from Zackray. What an aggressive back air, telling Proto to sit down. Don't follow me off stage.
Do not follow me, indeed. And it was in those situations where ProtoBanham was so willing, so ready to just go for those aggressive stage spikes, those aggressive edge guards to try to force Zackray in those corner situations. It pinned underneath the stage, because we know that Zackray was missing a couple of those techs, but instead Zackray just being like, no, not today. I'm making top 8 today.
almost
Best
like
believe
falling off stage on purpose, so that way he could bait Proto to try to contest him off stage. The few times that you saw Proto go for the dolphin slash underneath the stage, Zackray took it at the very beginning of the game, and at the very end when it mattered the most, that's when he threw out the aggressive back air. Very risky, but able to clutch it out nonetheless. Really good showing from Zackray. We're going to be seeing him tomorrow as he proceeds through the loser side of top 8.
Big brain gameplay coming out from the little lad, but of course we have 2 more sets left here at EVO Japan 2020 up until the top 8. We have Jogaymo versus Shiki now. Palutena versus Zero Suit Samus. Definitely a matchup that we've seen quite a bit stateside, of course, between Nairo and Mars. It'll be really interesting to see how it plays out between these 2 competitors.
Yeah, I know we were talking about Jogaymo earlier today. Jogaymo, of course, sending Gackt into loser's bracket and Kameme into loser's bracket too. Player that definitely has been putting in a lot of work. Although falling short against Pasirman, he still has the opportunity to qualify for this top 8 loser side.
Yeah, if he's able to make this, get the victory on Shiki here, he will be able to advance, but Shiki's definitely not going to make it easy for him.
Absolutely not. Shiki, super solid DSS that we've been seeing. Overall, these matches have been absolutely explosive. No surprise, of course, within this day 2 as we're about to wrap up. And of course, more action going on tomorrow for the top 8. Again, this is 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 all the way up until, I believe, the top 3, as typical for Smash at EVO. So that'll be winners finals, losers finals, and grand finals will be the only best of 5 sets. But that's not to say that this isn't going to be exciting, exhilarating, enthralling gameplay nonetheless from our competitors. Town and City, here we go.
They're already trying to be open up here. Jogaymo dancing around Shiki with these nairs. Shiki shielding, tilt all the way up to prevent himself from getting shield poked.
One of the key distinctive edges that Zero Suit Samus does have in this matchup is that mobility over Palutena. Palutena, a very fast character, but still slower than Zero Suit.
We're having to get that tech roll in as the platform was disappearing off the screen right there.
But Jogaymo off to a very, very solid start. Just great punishes all around, attacking on 86%. Shiki unable to really answer in neutral at the moment so far.
We're trying to fall on top of him with that nair. Manages to utilize the back air instead, though. Shiki using the flip kick instead to get back into center stage, avoiding that explosive flame. Also, just both of these players try to call it jumps.
Down throw again. We saw that a lot in the Pysaramon set. The down tilt, getting the KO off the side. Of course, that move having different angles depending on whether or not it hits an opponent in the air or on the ground.
Oh, wow. Actually, air dodging. Quite unfortunate. It looked like he wanted to air dodge up to get back onto the ledge.
Either that or that was a buffered air dodge meant to be a roll after grabbing the ledge. But the Nair train begins into the double up air. 56% on Shiki right now. And the up airs keep coming.
Having to land with an aggressive option right there as the up airs are just not letting him get back onto the stage safely. Again, Jogaymo always trying to call out these jumps. Like the way using that flip kick to maneuver himself back onto the platform, going so low, and the boost kick turn around, calling out the lack of safe teleportation that Palutena has when she's forced to get back onto the ledge.
Did he really two-frame him with boost kick? Either that or he just caught those couple of extra vulnerability frames after the warp. But my goodness, that was crazy.
Yeah, just had the active hitbox out the entire way through right before he was able to get onto the ledge.
Superb grab right there, going for the down throw into the back end, not finding it at the moment. Then going to be a little bit too high on Zero Suit Samus now. And now Shiki just going for these juggles with the up air. Nair into back air, going for the chase.
Changing up this momentum right here, and the trade's not in Jogaymo's favor.
Oh, went for it again. Jogaymo trying to change up his angle to avoid the ledge there, but Shiki still having that covered with that superb boost kick placement.
battle. 067.
Once again, running it back to Town and City. Jogaymo did start that game off very, very strong, but after that SD, I feel it began to slip away from his grasp. Yo, I just noticed that lizard in the background, his eyes kind of flicker.
That's disturbing. After
That's
every
really
hit.
weird. Why did I not notice that? Oh, I can't unsee that now, but regardless.
Oh no, it's like after every hit. Oh, it's gross. A forward tilt coming through with the slip. The auto reticle as well, trying to call out the jump.
A very similar start in this game to what we saw in game 1. Jogaymo taking that early lead, but Shiki obviously made that comeback. This time, however, Shiki getting a lot more early momentum this time.
Especially without the tech right there, getting in that extra damage. That Zair completely stuffing out the jump, having to teleport fast into the stage, going in for that high recovery.
And I am surprised that we weren't seeing more of that Zair earlier, to be honest. It's a fantastic tool for stuffing out Palutena's approaches from the air. Her air-to-air moves normally really effective, overextending with that boost kick in the up smash, the pillar of light there to greet Shiki in that instance.
Oh wow, try to go for it again, but the teleport being released a lot earlier before the boost kick coming through.
Yeah, wisely placing that on stage, and the Simon Belmont going off stage. Still, Shiki on the offense right here.
Yeah, that plasma whip though, still not being able to do it. Great DI from Jogaymo. The down throw, not going to be able to land that back air out of the range percent here.
Going real deep to try to get that edge guard. Shiki just on the offensive, even at the deficit, and he clips him with the up smash.
Yeah, he does run right into that up smash. And that down air hitting right below the platform too. Fact check right there. Wow, the turnaround grab. And these flip kicks allowing Shiki to maneuver himself around Jogaymo, not kind of landing on top of him aggressively. Instead, opting to get that stage control.
Ooh, tries to wait for the air dodge right there, trying to wait again. And a lot of what you see from Shiki at the moment, he's going for a lot of these kind of falling nairs, falling zairs into the rising fairs just to try to contest Palutena's aerial attempts. There, right there, we saw him catch the jump at that very moment.
He's gonna try to go for that dash attack right after throwing out that back air. A little greedy on the dash grab too. Definitely has to watch out. Shiki racking up this percent rather quickly now.
Even game, but you gotta be wary for Palutena. Maybe a little bit more difficult. Again, great recovery now. It feels like Jogaymo has made the proper adjustments to get around that boost kick edge guard and the up air, taking that second stop from Shiki.
Yeah, boost kick not being a problem anymore, using that platform to his advantage to mix it up. Oh, and as we just said that too.
Who cares? Who cares? He's willing to go for those higher boost kicks to combat those higher recoveries, and now an even game, even stocks. Potentially one more stock for Shiki to take to qualify for top 8 of EVO Japan. He did it last time, he can do it again.
The adjustment after the adjustment, the forward smash coming through.
Yeah, exactly, we can't count Jogaymo out just yet. He does have something to say.
Falling there, trying to see if you try to call it the jump right there with the up air. And the Zair stopping that dash attack short.
And that's one of the key things that Jogaymo is going to need to do. He's going to need to call out those landing forward airs. They do have a little bit of landing lag. They don't auto-cancel on that short hop.
And not going to get punished for that whiff grab right there. Forward tilt coming through. This is a bad situation. Oh, goes for that high recovery. What's going to happen here? No!
Oh, gets the first hit fair, not the full fair, but Shiki gets the flip kick jump, pops off, and he will be qualifying into top 8 tomorrow. What a turnaround at the end right there. It felt like Jogaymo had that control. It felt like he was going to be able to take that to a game 3, but Shiki denied him that right and decided that he was going to put his mark in that top 8.
Yeah, the option coverage is absolutely phenomenal coming from Shiki. The pop-off as well, although Jogaymo really put on an amazing performance. He was really tearing it through, unfortunately, until the very end. Shiki was able to sneak in that flip kick right there. But, wow, that was fantastic. Between all the sets that we've been able to have so far, it seems so close. Despite it being a game two, both players going back and forth. Even when you think they have a lead, they never do. So.
Yes.
Absolutely, and of course we do have one last set for today, Vera. And before we get to announce who the last person going into the top 8 of loser's side is going to meet up with us tomorrow.
And we have Thunder Gaming's Raito versus SMB Abadango.
Not a
very
set.
soon.
Not two players that we haven't seen not play before, of course. Really excited to see what's going to be going on here. No, a lot on the line. Got quite a crowd here, too, for Ultimate. Fantastic to see. I mean, over 3,000 people were able to compete this weekend, you know, with so many entrances, especially since, you know, EVO, the entrance, I believe, was free. So it allowed a lot of people to have the opportunity to at least get in their placeholders to try to compete here. So many talented Japanese players coming out.
And today in particular, because a lot of the Japanese players, of course, they would have had the day off work today because obviously it's the weekend. There have been so many people just kind of sitting in the back over there watching Ultimate. It has been absolutely spectacular. It's been hard to move around, honestly.
Yeah, I know the crowd looks empty behind us, but beyond that gate, there's literally a massive mob just only watching Ultimate.
A lot of people here, I can guarantee you. Yeah, our final two players of today, Raito and Abadango, sitting in their seats, getting ready to play their hearts out, to make it in to that top 8 tomorrow. They really, really want to push as far as they can.
Especially here at EVO Japan, trying to claim that home turf trophy. Raito, of course, just recently losing to Shuton, and Aba taking that win over Kameme.
Okay, Aba opting for the Wario in this set. Duck Hunt versus Wario. Going for a quick button check. Hand warmer.
So Aba sticking to the Wario more consistently than any of the other characters that I've been recently seeing him use. Between that Wario Ditto that we just recently saw him have with Kameme, and Kameme switching over to the Rockman. Trying to get our headphones in order.
Yeah, Raito, instead of using the supplied headsets, he's using his own, it seems. I feel that. I feel like having a comfort pair of earphones, just so that you hear the game in a certain way that you want to. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. People probably do.
It just all depends on preference, of course, too. Just messing around now. Right, basically ready now to start up the set. The last set for today, you guys, before we're able to go on with the top 8 tomorrow. Now, so for those of you guys at home, I believe top 8 tomorrow does start at 12:20 p.m. Japan time.
Indeed it does. In terms of the event order for tomorrow, we are starting off with Tekken 7, going on to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and then finishing the day with Street Fighter 5.
It's going to be quite a long and interesting day tomorrow. Finally closing up the tournament. And these are the breathers that I was talking about earlier, just the setups that these players that I've been watching go through before they just decide to get into the competitive match. Not just diving in, but taking their time, taking a breather, drinking some water. I've even seen somebody meditate right before. Whatever gets you prepared right before your match. Of course, this is the game that determines who is going home and who is going to be playing tomorrow.
I feel like this is going to be another one of the slightly slower paced sets. Just both these characters almost trying to keep away from each other, trying to create these small openings here and there so they can maximize their damage and have control of the neutral and the pace of the game.
course, in the way that we've been seeing Aba play today, dancing around his opponent's space, and not only that, playing extremely patient to utilize his waft. The bike out there, hitting the can away. Gunman, though, would like to have a word.
Yeah, you can definitely see already the points where Abadango is feeling the need to commit when the resources on Raito's side are a little bit more limited. Maybe when he only has one of those projectiles at bay, he's going to try to work his way in using that superior air mobility of Wario. But even then, Raito is not making it easy for him, scoops him off the ledge and get a very, very strong juggle with those up airs.
Yeah, that sliding up tilt, scooping him right up, taking in so much damage already. That rising nair, though, taking in that bite to heal.
Oh, very, very nice. Baits out the grab, tries to go for the smash attack right there, but Abadango able to answer back with the dash attack.
Yeah, right before that hit was able to land right there. Tries to fall with the back air.
A down air from Duck Hunt. A few whiffs here and there in the scramble situation. And once again, we're playing this full stage neutral.
Ooh, wow, the can follow up though. And the down air. What an answer to that. Aba not expecting that down air coming out from Raito.
Oh, you feel this was your edge guard, sir? Not today. Not today.
Dog would like to have a word. And the patience right here. Again, what we were seeing earlier on, Aba just playing extremely patient around Raito. See him trying to go for the setup. Definitely does not want to use the waft anytime soon. Raito at 147.
A very, very high percent on Raito, but at the same time, you know, he is in the position where Raito does have a lot of control. The bike coming down and taking that stock.
Oh, the can follow up into the back air. Oh, here we go.
No KO just yet, though. Still 58% tacked on.
Possibly still trying to hold on to that waft for that last stock specifically, but definitely going for these conversions. And he is down. Not impossible. That air dodge, though, trying to go around the can. That patience, too, just letting the bike take care of the can for him.
That bike's such a good tool to just kind of mitigate the pressure from the can, just because it works as this big old body block.
As he tries to run away from the can, jumping all the way around. Goes at that back air, probably trying to predict the roll, but the up air catching him in the middle of that jump. Raito calling out Aba jumping around way too much.
And it felt like even though Raito had a lot of control, Aba was not falling for most of his traps. He was doing a good job staying away, keeping around Raito. Good recovery coming out from Raito. 100%, 128%, 120% on him, excuse me. And the waft not yet expended. Now an even game. This is kind of scary for Raito. That said, though, if he's able to keep playing the way he was playing, he can take this game without too much hassle. Looks like he's, key can to break that pressure right there.
And can pushing him away in that situation. The way he angles his shield up to prevent the shield poke from coming through. He, again, still holding on to this waft. Despite him being down, this is an even game. Landing with the up air on the gunman.
Just look at the way that Raito was just suffocating Abadango's angles of approach. The combination of the can, the gunman, and these aerials. Aba having a really hard time finding his way in. He keeps jumping in and trying to brute force it, but to no avail. Raito coming through with that F-tilt to close out game one.
Just did not let Aba approach whatsoever, completely just stuffing him out.
Yeah, he just created this incredible fortress of attacks that Abadango was not able to penetrate with that Wario. You wonder, considering how the latter half of that game played, is he going to stick with the Wario? It seems that he is. Abadango really needs to get this game on the board if he wants to keep his tournament life alive, if he wants to see those potential prospects of a top 8 run. Will Raito be able to close this out? Catches the jump. No jump on the part of Abadango. These juggles are going to continue.
And all that because he threw the can up high, knowing that Aba was going to use the bike to try to take care of the can, but instead, the can wasn't on board at first. He ended up right on top of the bike instead.
Yeah, absolutely superb awareness coming out from Raito in that situation. Again, catching the landings from the jump. This up air has done so much work so far in this game.
So much damage already coming through. Can being sent towards Aba's way. Followed up by the back air, knowing that Aba wanted to take care of the gunman like he did in the last game.
And at this percent, you know, knowing that you have a 100% lead, it's not too bad for you to trade the can if you're thinking you're Raito right now. Oh, what a superb way on the spot dodge. He realized that Abadango was waiting for a lot of those can approaches, waiting for a lot of those grabs, and so he just waits in exchange against the up smash.
I like that. Actually keeping him stuck in shield, but unfortunate whiff on the grab right there as he does try to go for that turnaround grab.
And Raito just at the moment is looking so poised to take the set. He's just looking so strong. Abadango feeling a little bit lost by comparison. Finally finds his way in, gets a great grab.
Stuck in shield right there. Can is following him. He's managed to hit it in the direction, but the gunman hitting it right back. Gets that dash attack, seeing that Raito was trying to roll back there. Oh, and the miss on the waft. Not too sure how efficient that was right there. I mean, he is down an entire stock.
Oh, but a great backhand, seizing that stock sub 100, and now this game has become exponentially closer.
Absolutely needed that. Especially quickly right there. He tries to go for the cross-up, but the nair stopping him short.
Yeah, very nice. Waiting in shield this time. Noticing that Raito has been going for a lot fewer grabs. He's now using that shield a little bit more liberally, and he's finding his openings.
Well, parry, not going to be able to land that up air, but still managing to get the grab. Like the reset, calling out the jump on top of that platform. Oh, Aba now finding himself off stage. The spacing from Raito, keeping Aba stuck here.
Again, intercepting him in there with that can. He has the ground covered with the gunman, the air covered with the can, and then even then, he's able to cover landings with moves like those aerials.
And he's jumping back, resorting back to the platform instead, waiting out the can.
And that's a wise strategy for Aba to go for, because that also allows him to gradually build that waft back up that he expended earlier.
Exactly, just kind of forcing Raito to keep using his projectiles to expand and extend towards that him. At the same time, though, he is charging up that waft.
And just trying to cover the sky. It's smart what Aba is doing. He's waiting for the gunman to have fired, sticking in the air, and then going to the ground afterwards, knowing after Raito's committed the can to covering the high area.
Oh, the air dodge, though, knowing he was trying to go up with that up air. But that back air coming through after trying to be a little too aggressive there.
Another great back air coming out from Abadango. Feels like he's found his footing in the overall pace of this match, but still, Raito getting these hits here and there. And it's crazy considering the start of this game. You would not think that Abadango was winning if you just saw the start of that, but he's been making this comeback really well.
Yeah, keeping the pace slow on his side. Was able to charge full waft too. Just keeps resorting to that platform over there. Avoiding these cans and also using the bike to his advantage as that body blocker to negate that can.
Yes. Very good stuff to Abadango. Questionable up smash from Raito right there, but he's still alive and still thriving.
Using that upper to pressure him on top of that platform. Although dealing a good amount of shield pressure, not going to be able to hit him.
Something that's important to note is that bike is on the far right of the stage, so Aba, doesn't have access to that at the moment. Finally, it is gone.
That rising fair, hitting the can away. Again, not trying to overextend. I really like the patient play from Aba.
Not going to get the KO with that gunman. There are gunmen that do have quite a lot of knockback and able to seal those KOs, but that was not one of them.
Oh, and the trade. Of course, that's such a high percent in Raito's favor there.
That said, though, Raito still needs to be incredibly careful. That waft is still online for Abadango. He has yet to unleash it.
You already see what he's trying to go for with that up tilt right there. Approach, though, the can pushing him away.
Oh, good match from Abadango. Know that Raito wanted to get him into position to get that combo off the can.
Jump in and jump out. Just try to see where his situation of opportunity comes in here. He's now keeping Raito off the stage. Tries to go for the mix-up right there, trying to get behind. And the raw whoop actually covering so much space, preventing Raito from being able to get back onto the ledge. He had to let it rip in that instance.
Raito was committing to a lot of those cans in that position off stage just to kind of defend himself versus those high edge guards, and that was exactly what he was expecting, a high edge guard from Abadango. Abadango mixed him up and went for that low waft. 1-1, evening on the board. One more game, the final game of today to see who qualifies for EVO Japan 2020's top 8. Finals day tomorrow.
All right, the final game starting up finally. What better way to end this with a game 3? The frisbee doing the D, trying to go for that rising up air, rising nair to try to contest him on the ledge.
Raito opting for the Smashville counter pick, an interesting choice. Maybe to suffocate Aba in terms of his overall platform movement, but so far this is working out in Abadango's favor. He can stick to that top platform. He never really needs to engage at the ground level, and that kind of makes a lot of Raito's control sort of ineffective, it feels.
Yeah, although he does have that platform, definitely having the stage control right now over Raito. The can trying to help him out here. Managing to
still off the bike, and that's gonna be the game.
Wow, still snipe Aba from off stage, but the dash attack coming through, looking like a football player.
Very, very critical for Aba to get that right there. Now you see, look at this. You just see Aba just kind of sticking to a distance, sticking on that platform, but the juggle's coming out from Raito.
I feel like that's exactly what Raito predicted that Aba was going to try to go for, at least on this map. He's going to continue the pressure on with the can.
Yeah, Aba definitely going to focus on that platform camping and trying to stick in the corners. As a result, that gives Raito that avenue to harass him with those up airs.
Oh, and the follow-up out of the Goodman, too.
Big
Trying
damage
to see,
from
he
that.
tried to actually go for the down air on the can.
Lovely read in the jump. This is a big lead for Raito at the moment. Is what I'd like to say, but when we consider the character that he's fighting and the fact that Waft is pretty much fully online, you gotta wonder how much of a lead is this actually?
Never a lead against Wario, but as we were just saying, never a lead against Wario. He is at 156. He really had to let it rip, and just like that, we have an even game here, Viram.
Final stock of this game 3. The winner of this, again, will advance to top 8 tomorrow here at EVO Japan 2020.
Damage being racked up so fast already on Raito.
And that waft was a real game changer, even though Raito was able to immediately answer that stock back. It feels like the overall momentum is on Abadango's side still.
Ooh, avoiding that down air attempt, using the air dodge back to maintain stage control.
That said though, Raito doing a fantastic job closing this gap bit by bit.
Ooh, jumping right into that nair. Having to mix up recovery, great angle right there on the up B.
Superb stuff from Raito, but again, still a precarious situation. Finally finds his way back to neutral. And again, looking out for Aba, trying to retreat to that platform. Got those up airs scouted.
Now you see him trying to contest him with the up air instead. Trying to add in that extra pressure.
Lovely nair out of shield. Not an option that you see too often from Duck Hunt. Not the quickest option in the world. But this is so close. Pretty much dead even. But Wario having a little bit more KO power on his side. We've also got to keep note of the time. As time passes, that half waft will become lethal, will become deadly if Raito is not able to close this out right now very soon.
As well as be wary of it too.
Oh!
You see him trying to go for it. Oh.
Sour spot, and he gets the jump read!
Called the jump! And the pop-off from Raito!
What an intense closing set between two Titanic players here in Japan. Thunder Gaming's Raito here to advance into top 8 finals day tomorrow here at EVO Japan 2020. What a nail-biting final set to end the day with here.
No surprise with how explosive all the games have been today on stream. What a better way to end day number 2 and to introduce the top 8 that we will be seeing going on tomorrow. Of course, remember at 12:20 p.m. Japan time, you guys. You don't want to miss it. Viram, why don't you tell the people back at home who has been able to compete here within this top 8?
So, of course, on the winner's side, we have Kameme, we have T, we have Shuton, and we have Parceraman. Meanwhile, on the loser side, we have Ken versus Zackray and Shiki versus Raito. Quite the variety of players, quite the level of talent, and quite the level of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate gameplay we will be in store for tomorrow. You absolutely don't want to miss it again. Twitch.tv/EVO is the place that you want to be to check out the Super Smash Bros. Action tomorrow.
I'm really excited, you guys. Of course, this was only day number 2 where we actually got to see some pretty explosive sets once again, and it's such a large variety of characters. Shout out to the Japanese scene for honestly putting on such a fantastic show for us and for the production crew for having us as well. Of course, you guys, you don't want to miss the action tomorrow. It's only gotten started, if you want to say, before we wrap up such a fantastic tournament. Please make sure to tune in tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you then.